أنه لمن دواعي سروري أن أرحب بكم اليوم أجمل ترحيب. يسعدني أن أرحب بالخبراء المتميزين الذين جاءوا من مختلف أنحاء العالم للمشاركة معنا في هذا الحدث الهام. فإنه لشرف كبير بالنسبة لي أن تتاح لنا الفرصة للتحدث اليوم أمام هذه النخبة المتميزة من خبراء التعليم البيئي والتعليم من أجل الاستدامة. لقد تم تنظيم هذا المنتدى لتحقيق هدفين أساسيين. الهدف الأول عقد التعليم من أجل التنمية المستدامة قد قارب على الانتهاء. هذا العقد بدأ في عام 2005 وسينتهي بنهاية هذا العام 2014. ومنذ ذلك الحين وبعد مرور 10 سنوات استطاعت الهيئة الوصول إلى قطاعات مختلفة من المجتمع من خلال برامج التوعية البيئية وأنشطة التعليم البيئي.
I think the work of EAD is very important, and I was very pleased with the vision 2030 that you have in environment here, is to keep the environment under review.
Environment Agency Abu Dhabi strongly believes that environment education is very, very important component to achieve sustainability.
Everything that happens in a school is environmental education. Environment and economy are linked very closely.
I see sustainability and learning for sustainability as not a destiny that we one day will achieve. I think sustainability and the search is a process that we always need to be looking for.
What we knew yesterday does not apply today.
The child was asked, what do birds eat? This child immediately got up because he was very excited, and he said, yes, what do they eat? And he said, birds eat cows. But the textbook says birds eat grains and birds eat insects.
We need a shift in our thinking. We need to switch off what we think we know. And we as adults, we have to start unlearning.
And here the problem comes with education, that we separate the educational experience from life experience.
My daughter takes my son for a walk. They find a mushroom. They put it in a newspaper. A little bit wet, goes under the bed. Mom doesn't know. 4 weeks after the walk in the forest, we have a mushroom growing at home, but a nice one, an edible one. And my son of the age of 3, without a degree, without any previous experience and no capital in his pockets, is producing mushrooms.
We always talk about sustainable development and sustainable growth, but maybe there are parts of the world where it's not so much about growth, it's more about sustainable contraction, doing more with less.
The ecological crisis begins as a crisis of mind, and that makes it a job for all of us as educators who intend to improve minds and how people think. So it is a crisis of education, not one in education. So the first thing, young people should come out understanding how the earth works as a system. They should know something about systems dynamics, how things fit together, the rules of systems.
That if we're not thinking in a systems way, looking at relationships, looking at how things impact, then we are not going to be able to solve the problems that we're facing. We need, as educators, to think about how are we educating, how are we working to form partnerships with everyone, and there's so many places in society where learning takes place.
We need good public support. We need a policy, we need a framework, we need a roadmap.
We cannot do what we need to do unless everyone has a role and a stake, and this is relevant stuff for everyone.
Enough for all, forever, through caring for ourselves, others, and the environmental place.
The biggest challenge I found was to engage parents within that process. So the question is how to involve parents in understanding the good practice that's happening within the schools so they also are educated at the same time.
Can you have development without growth? And today you spoke about that, and I appreciate that. But then a comment, one of you made was about degrowth, about sustainable contraction. And I was hoping you could talk a little bit more about that idea.
What makes sustainability a strategic step rather than a PR step?
We have a problem of how to motivate students and teachers.
Parents are busy like everybody else. They're there at the school engagement because of their children going to that school. So I think the meeting ground is somewhere where you can say we're going to have an open house in the school, an open day. I always suggest bring food, provide food. Parents will come if they want some food. And then you say, well, showcase what the school's doing and where their children are involved. So you meet in the middle. If you also want to go to the next step, involve them in excursions. If they're going on a trip to a particular location, they get to see what their daughter or their son is doing in a different light.
Let me say a word about the issue of economic growth, because it is, other than climate change, the issue of our time. And three very quick comments. One is, if I grow, it's a disaster, because I can only grow out. And if my grandson grows, that's good. He's got 15 more years of growth. That'll be a good thing. If there is a counterpart in the global economy, there are parts of the global economy that are obese. More stuff than people can handle. And the economy is geared to being able to provide more and more stuff. Now the problem for economists is to explain why more stuff doesn't make us happy. But the economy is geared for more stuff.
I think teaching is absolutely one of the most important professions we have, and teachers in my country are overworked, undervalued, education is undervalued. So we're working against that, and we're trying to change that, the work that you do is so important to the future. Professional development is the most important thing. It's so important for teachers to get the kind of training that makes them feel good and comfortable and valued and recognized for the work that they're doing.
مبادرة المدارس المستدامة يمكن جاوبت على أسئلة كثير الناس اليوم طرحوها لكم، اللي هي كيف أني أنا أدمج ما بين المناهج. المبادرة إجت ودمجت فعلا في المناهج هذه. فمن باب خبرتي بمجال المدارس المستدامة، فعلا كانت مبادرة المدارس المستدامة هي طريق ذهبي في حق دولة الإمارات أن ينحط هذا البروجرام في مدارس دولة الإمارات وخاصة إمارة أبو ظبي.
In this journey, everyone is together. This is a classic example where all stakeholders and all parties have gotten together with one aim in mind, and that is to move Abu Dhabi towards the road of sustainability.
It's a privilege to be here in Abu Dhabi. It's great to see such enthusiasm amongst the teachers, the principals, the government officials.
And it's been an amazing conference. So much good work is being done here by the Environment Agency and by teachers, and it was really quite an impressive group, and it's a real honor to be here.
The activities which are done here through the Sustainable Schools Initiative are something which is very innovative, very creative. It is trying out models which I think should be useful to many other places in the world.
This project builds on what we know is the best education, to engage both educators and young people. They actually take on really authentic projects. They get out in the community. It's interdisciplinary, and the kids are problem solving, and they're working with teams, and it's a really wonderful way to educate young people.
We are very proud of what has been achieved in the Emirates of Abu Dhabi over the past 10 years in terms of the increase of environmental education. We have linked our activities and program with Eye on Environmental Education that has a global and international outreach. Truly, we are facilitating environmental education local to global. We are very grateful to the environmental educators. Because of their motivation, hard work, and dedication, they made our vision reality.